Hi, and welcome to Infertility Unfiltered, where fertility experts and warriors are joining forces to provide you with tips, tricks, inspiration, advice, and all of the things so that you can take back control of your life and get your baby on board. Hi, I'm Jenna Robertson, and today we are blessed to be joined by Karenna Wood. Now, Karenna is an international fertility coach. She's a podcast host and founder of Your Fertility Hub. She is a passionate advocate for more emotional support and information for women trying to get pregnant. She's an expert in mind-body tools and has supported over 1,500 women all over the world in learning relaxation and stress reduction techniques, relationship tools, mindset techniques, and coping skills. And today, we are going to be talking about some techniques, some things that you can do to help you relax, just as everyone tells us to do. And if you stick around to the end, she's going to tell you how you can get your hands on her free app, which is a complete fertility toolbox. So thank you so much for joining us, Karenna Wood.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Jenna. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Now, before we dive into some of the relaxation techniques, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what led you down to the path of fertility?
Well, I'm a fertility coach. I'm also an antenatal teacher and hypnobirthing teacher here in Perth, Australia. And this is something that I've been doing for, over 10, 15 years now, working with women and just knowing the power of the mind in, affecting our body around becoming a mum. And I've always been fascinated by it. Even at university, I was writing my thesis on, childbearing and attitudes and how our mind really impacts that. And I strongly feel that there's just not enough information out there, not enough support out there. When we come to fertility, when we come to motherhood, it becomes very quickly a very medical journey, a very clinical journey. And I just think we need to really reconnect the mind and the body together to really journey better through this, and I've seen it so much firsthand, through fertility and through pregnancy and birth and motherhood, when we actually reconnect our minds to what we're doing, it has a huge impact, not only on our everyday experience, which is, we create our everyday experience, but also on our bodies. It actually changes our biology. And I think that's probably the main message that we need to get out there, is that we can impact our hormones, we can change things, we can optimize things just through these amazing techniques that work with the mind. And of course, it makes us feel loads better, and that's the best bit about it.
And that's the thing, I think as women, we take on so much stuff. We have so many roles, we're the nurturers. We take care of everyone, and we don't tend to take care of ourselves. So I love the mind-body techniques and really connecting and become emotionally intelligent, because there is so much stuff that gets thrown at us, and our fertility journey is a really great opportunity for us to pause and get our shit together to prepare us for motherhood and life in general. Like it's just, and I've found that, where we are in the world at the moment with coronavirus and all of that, like I really feel like my fertility journey prepared me mentally for where we are right now. So now,
absolutely.
Now we're told, so one of the big, challenges for falling pregnant is anxiety and stress and our ability to relax, because that's what we're told, just relax and it's going to happen. And so obviously just relax. Relax has the opposite effect. I want to punch you in the throat if you tell me to relax. Don't tell me to relax one more time. Has the opposite effect. But what can we do? So you have a whole fertility toolbox of things that you pull out and teach your clients on how they can actually relax, which is more than just saying just relax. Like you're actually showing them. So can you go through some of those with us?
Absolutely, because I think the problem is, you can't just relax. It's not just a flick of a switch and I'm just going to relax. That's why I call it the toolbox, because you actually need tools. You actually need something. And infertility is a life crisis like nothing you have ever experienced before. This might be the first major wall that you hit in your life. And, at that point, you may have only needed to this and this and this in your life, but now all of a sudden you need a whole toolbox. You need a lot of things. So it's really important that you take this on board and have a look around and find the tools that are going to resonate with you, because there's not always one thing that suits everyone either. If I'm going to talk about, for example, meditation, and some people are going to go, whoa, no, that's not for me. I'm not a meditator.
That used to be me. I'm like, oh my God, it used to piss me off more than it would calm me down. But yes, I have learned techniques so that I can meditate now.
Yeah. It is. And like you said, I think the really cool thing about learning these techniques is that you take them with you. So infertility is not a permanent situation. This will end, and you get to take these learnings that you've done, these tools, all the way through, because you're going to need them. You're going to need them in life. There's going to be other challenges.
I love that.
So yeah, that's what's really special about these things, is that you can take the strength from them then, and they carry on all the way through. So,
absolutely. All right, let's get started. What's your big one?
Well, top one actually is breathing. Now, it sounds really silly, but I think what I often find with most of my clients is they're breathing like this, that shallow breathing, because that's stress breathing. That's actually what we do. And it really has a massive impact on your body. I actually interviewed a breathing expert a couple of years ago, and it was fascinating what she told me. I think it's on our podcast episode 13, I believe, what it actually does to your body. So it's crazy. But breathing has two things. It can, not only is it that stress breathing and it's keeping our body going, it actually impacts our nervous system, so our stress system. So we can actually change how stressed we're feeling just by breathing. So really is, there's lots of techniques out there and things that I could teach you, but really is just slowing down your breathing, being aware of it, because often you're not aware of that breathing that you're doing. So 7-11 breathing is one that I teach. So you're just breathing in for 7 and out for 11. And just by doing that, it's that longer out breath that actually starts your relaxation response in your body. So that can be a really simple one when you're, commuting on the way to the clinic, sat in the waiting room, just about to have your embryo transfer, or just awaiting some news in your 2-week wait, wherever you're at, just breathing and just checking in and making sure you're breathing and breathing out for longer can really help. Mm-hmm. And you can also do some sort of guided breathings and Google that, all those kind of things as well. But that is the way to start the relaxation response in your body. So that's the beginning one, number one.
Absolutely. And so powerful. I remember when I was on my, deep in my fertility journey, I would drive home from work and I'd feel sometimes that I would have to pull over. Yeah. Because I just felt so lightheaded because I just wasn't breathing properly. And that's a really physical response to, and that's a big sign. And I always know when I am feeling a bit anxious, because I do feel like that, like you're just trying to catch a breath in. Very important, breathing.
It's really, really important. And I think if that is the most powerful way to show you how connected your emotions are to your body, because your emotions that you're doing and creating that stress state. So start with some breathing. The second tip, relaxation technique, is actually mindfulness. Now, mindfulness has become quite a buzzword recently, and it's something, it's hard work, right? It's something we all struggle with a little bit, is being present, being in that present moment. But when we do it, it can be really powerful. So one of the ways I find easiest to be mindful is going out for a walk. It doesn't actually have to be, I'm going to sit in this state of Zen and I'm going to be mindful. You can actually be mindful wherever you are. And being out in nature can be one of the best ways to make a start on that journey. So go hiking or just walk around the block, whatever it is. Just being mindful and be aware of what's coming into your senses. So what can I smell? What can I see? What can I hear? And just focusing on all those things. And when thoughts come in, which they're gonna do, don't judge yourself. It's totally okay. That's gonna happen. Just move them off to the side and push them away. And you're gonna have to do that time and time again in that mindful moment. But it's just like anything in life. When you practice something, it becomes easier. So practicing mindfulness actually, and the studies have shown actually it's got a real cumulative effect. So when you actually say, I'm going to do a mindful walk, 10 minutes, and then I'm going to do it the next day, I'm going to do it the next day. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you've actually built up a skill.
Yeah.
So you'll actually get better at it. So, and it starts that impact quicker in your body. It starts the relaxation response quicker in your body.
Yeah.
So,
and you can, and it doesn't have to be, I mean, for me, my place is the beach. Like, you know, like I'm mindful at the beach. You can't not be. It's beautiful. It takes your breath away. It's fantastic. But I've just started as well mindful eating, which sounds really weird.
No,
but I
it's really
usually
important.
have lunch. Like I work from home, and I usually have my lunch while doing work at my computer. Whereas I stopped last week, and I just actually sat in the sun and I ate my lunch, and it was
Good on you.
10 minutes. And it was just that, just mindfully eating or drinking, you know, drinking some water mindfully, holding it in your mouth, swirling it around, feeling it. Like I love those sorts of things where you can just squeeze it in, you know. As you said, it doesn't have to be 20 or 30 minutes because, you know, more often than not, you're not going to make time for that.
No.
But for 5 minutes, you will.
Yeah, and combining like breathing and mindfulness, even if you can literally just sit for a minute and just go, you know, I'm going to do, you know, 7 sets of 7-11 and just really focus on that breath and nothing else. That's the mindful moment, you know? So yeah, don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Even if you're just giving yourself less than a minute of it a day. And we can all give ourselves a minute a day. Definitely.
Absolutely. We deserve it. All right.
Absolutely.
What else have you got for us?
So the big one, the one that everyone goes, meditation. Okay. So meditation. I'm, you know, Jen, I'm like you, type A, on the go, right? Most women these days are like that. So to actually think I'm going to stop and meditate, you've got these visions of the Dalai Lama and sitting and all this. It does not have to be like that at all. Like, where, you know, some people are into more meditation to mantras and through yoga and those kind of things. Personally, I love a guided meditation, because as a hypnosis expert myself, I can also guide and input things in that are going to help with your mindset and change things. So that is why I use guided meditations, because it's not asking you to sit in a state of Zen and quiet. It's actually asking you to go on a journey with me. And that's why I've got meditation albums in my toolbox. So people can just sort of pick a meditation. So there's like a morning meditation, or there might be a going to sleep meditation, or there might be one for loving your body. Or, you know, I've got ones for each step of IVF as well, preparing your mind, because it's actually incredibly powerful, the impact it can have. You know, they did a study into meditation at embryo transfer, and it actually did show a higher success rate. So because it's that impactful in terms of, you know, taking that stress response down in your body. So,
and I think it's just a matter of finding something that works for you, because we're all different, absolutely all different. And I did a YouTube video on it actually, which, you know, you can search, but it's all on how a type A personality can actually learn how to meditate, because we need that step-by-step guide. And it's just, you know, getting rid of that picture in our head of the perfect meditation. You know, I think we're all perfectionists, and we're just searching for that. And any time that we don't get there, we punish ourselves.
I know. And I think it's really important not to punish yourself. There's going to be those days when meditation is just not going to work for you. It's just a bad day, and that's okay. Just, you know, write it off. It's just not the day for it. But if you can instill that regular practice, so often just before bedtime is an excellent time to do it, or upon waking, that's another really, really good time to set yourself up in the right mindset for the day. So using meditations, you know, in a way that works for you, I think, rather than thinking of them, like we say, as that general image of what they, you know, the meditating Zen state, you make it your own, you know? Yeah, definitely. So meditations are definitely a good one. Gratitude is a huge one. This is one of my favorite things, is that when you're going through infertility, it's so all consuming, and we're basically surrounded by black, what we don't have. And that's our primary thought, is always what we don't have. It's just a little switch in mindset to just focus over to think, this is what I do have. And I'm going to be grateful for those things. And even if you start super small, 3 things that you can be grateful for every day. So if you're just starting really small, I'm really grateful for my husband. He came in tonight and he gave me a hug. He didn't need to say anything. I'm really grateful for my beautiful dog, or I'm grateful for that mindful walk that I had today, or a colleague who, you know, brought me lunch in. It doesn't have to be the biggest things. But again, like all of these things, they're all cumulative. When we do something and we build it up, we know with a gratitude practice that if we do something like 3 every day, really quickly, you actually start to look for things during your day to be grateful for. And that's a totally different mindset to what you were in before you started that. So it can be really, really powerful doing a gratitude practice. Yeah. So I love being grateful. But yeah, it can start really small. So don't worry.
All right, last one more.
All right, is probably connection with others and community and support. You know, it's wonderful now, so changed from when I started the internet and the TTC community, like Instagram and all the places that are around us. So there's lots of different ways that we can connect and get support. So there is there's the internet way of doing things. There's also thinking around your support network. You know, who's your support team? Who are your support stars? You know, and you might have different people in your life who are offering different roles. It might be that friend that always can make you laugh that you might need on a certain day, the friend who will just listen, you know, and really making that team and being clear. I think that's what's really important, about being clear about what support you need. So instead of sort of, you know, when we get a pregnancy announcement or things like that, is there a way, for example, with a certain friend group that you could preempt that and say, if this is going to happen, please, can you do this in this way? This is how I would appreciate to be told. So if we can be a bit clearer and be a bit more assertive with the people around us, it helps them, because a lot of them aren't, having not gone through infertility, don't understand those all the sensitive areas, and are so in their own heads around their own lives that they're not thinking about the impact on you, and the impact on you can be so huge and so damaging that it's really important if we can get in first and we can be assertive and say what you need, and say what you need to your partner as well.
And the thing is, sometimes we just don't know what we need. And sometimes it changes on a day-to-day or even an hourly by hourly basis. And us just expecting someone to be able to support us when we don't even know what we need. So I think that that's a really good exercise. Just the beginning of it is actually sitting down and going, what do I really need right now? Like, what kind of support do I need? What do I need to hear? Do I need a hug, or do I want someone to sit there and go, this is really shit? Or, do I need someone to pull me out and distract me, or, and working out what it is that we need. And I think that just of itself is really good, just to connect with what do I need right now, and then asking for it.
Absolutely. And that's why you and I do what we do as fertility coaches, is that sometimes there isn't somebody in your life right now that can be that support, that can be that third party outside of the picture to really, support you and move you forward in a different way. And that's why, sometimes fertility coaching can be so impactful for a lot of people, because, it's that external person within your life that you can connect with, who understands infertility, because often many people in your life don't. So that's, there is people out there. And I think that's what's really important to know. There's the TTC community, there's your community, there's people like Jen and I who do, fertility coaching, and reaching out for that support, I think is really important. The studies have shown time and time again that those who are supported through it, those who look after their mindset, not only move through it, and their psychosocial interventions that we do work. We've seen that in the reduction in depression, reduction in anxiety levels of infertile women. It actually helps get you pregnant. And I think that's the message around the mind body tools, is this is not just woo-woo. It's not just woo-woo. This actually works. Some of the amazing studies that have come out of Harvard around, and the Boston IVF and Mind Body Institute that they run over there, they consistently over 30 years have shown a doubling in the pregnancy rate. So just through Boston IVF working alongside that mind and body. So there's real power in this. I think, you know, if anyone can take one thing, one of those tools, and just give it a try, it really can help to move you forward.
Perfect. I love everything about that. Thank you. Now, how can they get their hands on your app? Tell me about it.
Well, I've just created something. It's been my dream to create this. I'm so excited to get this out there. Is the Your Fertility Toolbox. So basically, it's all the tools that I've used over the years, all my affirmations, meditations, workbooks. I've got a whole course on stress and understanding how that, and finding your right tools, a whole course on IVF, how to journey through that step by step. And also I've collaborated with amazing guest experts from all over the world on, you know, meal plans, yoga classes. So it really is like a toolbox that you can come and pick from what you need. So if you go to yourfertilityhub.com/toolbox, you can learn a little bit more about it, and join up. It's completely free to join. You can access the community, and if you want to up level and get direct message coaching with me, join our events and access the full toolbox, it's literally less than $1 a day. So it's you know, trying to be a guide there for you, and somewhere, a safe space that you can come.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Karenna. Thank you for all that you do for this community. I think it's absolutely amazing. So thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you so much, Jen. It's been beautiful.
Excellent. And if you have loved this video as much as I have, feel free to give it a little bit of a love, give it a like, a share, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel as well, because this is just one of many amazing interviews with amazing people as part of the Infertility Unfiltered series. So thank you so much for watching.